How do the use of color and light in a painting contribute to the overall emotional impact on the viewer? And what techniques do artists employ to manipulate these elements effectively?
The use of color and light in painting is pivotal in creating an emotional resonance with the viewer, shaping both the mood and the narrative of the piece. Colors have inherent psychological effects. Warm hues like reds, oranges, and yellows often convey energy, passion, or warmth, evoking feelings of excitement or comfort. In contrast, cooler tones such as blues, greens, and purples can suggest calmness, melancholy, or introspection, inviting a more contemplative or subdued emotional response. Beyond the choice of color itself, artists also manipulate saturation and intensity. Vibrant, saturated colors can add a sense of dynamism and immediacy, while muted, desaturated tones can create a more somber or reflective atmosphere. Light plays an equally crucial role in setting the emotional tone of a painting. It can be used to create drama, emphasize contrast, or instill a sense of tranquility. Techniques like chiaroscuro, which contrasts light and dark, not only add depth and three-dimensionality but also heighten tension, guiding the viewer's eye toward the focal points of the composition. Artists such as Caravaggio and Rembrandt are renowned for their mastery of this technique, using dramatic lighting to evoke intense emotional experiences and highlight the psychological depth of their subjects. Additionally, gradations of light can be employed to create a sense of realism or convey a particular time of day, season, or weather, further influencing the painting's mood. Soft, diffused lighting may evoke a sense of peace or nostalgia, while sharp directional lighting can suggest movement or urgency. Thus, through the deliberate manipulation of color and light, artists transform their canvases into powerful visual narratives, skillfully guiding the viewer's emotional response and enhancing the thematic depth and storytelling of the artwork.
In what ways do the themes and subject matter of a painting reflect the social, cultural, or political contexts of the period in which it was created? And how can these contexts influence an artist's style and technique?
The themes and subject matter of a painting often serve as a mirror to the social, cultural, or political climates of the period in which it was created. For example, Renaissance paintings frequently reflected the era's renewed interest in humanism, scientific inquiry, and classical antiquity. In contrast, the works of artists like Francisco Goya or Käthe Kollwitz reveal the turbulence of their times, depicting war, suffering, or social upheaval. These contexts can significantly influence an artist's style and technique, pushing them toward realism to document actual events, or toward abstraction to express more intangible societal or political critiques. Thus, understanding a painting's themes in relation to its historical context allows for a deeper appreciation of both the artwork and the artist's intent.
How does the concept of composition in painting, including elements like balance, harmony, and perspective, guide the viewer's eye and create a narrative or focal point within the artwork?
Composition in painting is an essential element that guides the viewer's eye and establishes a narrative or focal point within the artwork. Elements like balance, harmony, and perspective help organize the visual information, creating a sense of order and coherence. For instance, the use of symmetry can evoke stability, while asymmetry might suggest tension or movement. Perspective, whether linear or atmospheric, adds depth, inviting the viewer into the scene. Artists employ techniques such as the golden ratio, or rule of thirds, to place key elements strategically, directing attention to the main subject. In this way, composition is not just about arranging forms. It is a deliberate technique to engage viewers, evoke emotions, and convey meaning.
What role does texture play in painting, both in terms of the physical application of materials and the visual representation of surfaces? And how does this aspect affect the viewer's interpretation of the piece?
Texture in painting plays a dual role. It involves both the physical quality of the painted surface and the visual representation of different materials or surfaces within the artwork. Artists create physical texture by varying their brushstrokes, using impasto techniques, or layering paint to build up surfaces that can be seen and felt. This tactile element can add a sense of realism or emphasize certain aspects of the subject. Visually, texture can be used to represent different materials like fabric, stone, or skin, enhancing the viewer's sense of presence within the painting. Whether physical or implied, texture adds a sensory dimension that can affect how the viewer interprets and emotionally connects with the piece, making the experience of viewing more immersive and engaging.